This is for anyone who doesn't feel like they're going to get vaccinated anytime soon and wants to enjoy some turn up soon. And also getting fully vaccinated will take you like 3 months now. So this is useful information. Hello, everybody. And welcome back to my channel. I'm so shy to say that because I've been gone for like a year, hands down a year. So today I'm apologizing for my absence. I'm gonna let you guys know that from now. But I'm also here to talk about what the title says, how I got back into Canada without paying to stay in a quarantine hotel. Now, there's legit 2 parts to this story. If you guys want to hear about my airport entrance and how I didn't end up staying in the quarantine hotel, let me know. But this one is about how I crossed by land border. A lot of people have a lot of questions about this, so I'm going to get right into it. But before I do, I want to welcome you back to my channel. Like I said, it's been a year since I actually posted something, but welcome back. My name is Nisi B. Nisi B, baby. Don't forget the baby. For those of you guys who are new, you're probably like, why is this girl so weird? Get to the point. We're getting to the point, so let's jump right into it. If you guys want to see the highlight that I posted, an actual footage of me crossing the bridge, follow me on Instagram at NisiB because that's where it's lit. Like, I post everything there first. I'll try to insert some footage though so you guys have an idea of what happened. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So I was going to an event called Sweet Heat Miami, which there will be a review on my channel for. It's an event for queer women, have lots of fun, lots of parties. It's dope. So I was going there to promote my business, Queer Queens Travel, as well as just have some fun. I was tired of being under lockdown. I was tired of being stuck inside. I work remote, so I went to Miami. So I bought my ticket to go to Miami, but I always say to myself, you know, if I'm going to go to the States, I'm not just going to go for the week. In order to get into the US, you do have to do a COVID test to get in. According to Canada, like, you need to take the one provided by Life Labs, whether that's through Shoppers Drug Mart, or you can actually go to Apple Tree. There's a lot of cheaper options because the one from Shoppers Drug Mart is $200, but you pretty much just need a test to go to the States. We can get more into that in a different video, but we're talking about how I entered Canada. So I knew I was paying out of pocket almost $200 to leave the country. So of course I said to myself, I'm going to stay for longer. I plan to go to Miami. I plan to go to Atlanta because I love Atlanta, and then New York because New York is close to Buffalo, which was going to be my entry point. Technically there are 2 entry points, Detroit and Buffalo, but I chose Buffalo because it just made more sense for me, and Buffalo's closer to Toronto. That's where I reside. So I planned my trip around that. I bought a one-way ticket to Miami, then bought my other tickets to other destinations, and then purchased a ticket to Buffalo, which, by the way, was super expensive, even though New York is right there. So once I got to New York, I did what I had to do. I, saw family. I hung out with friends. I went out and about, and I knew I had to take a COVID test to come back. Now, here's where the issue came in. I purchased a ticket that had a flight leaving at 9:00 at night. And in my head, that was a wonderful idea, especially since it was Memorial Day weekend in the States. I thought this was a fabulous idea. So what ended up happening was I realized that because I needed my test 72 hours prior, I was cutting it really close on a holiday weekend to get my results. So I wanted to take a free test, to be very transparent with you guys, because I didn't want to pay another $170 or $200 out of pocket for this test. Like, it was getting a little ghetto. It was not giving what it was supposed to give. So I was like, nah, I want to get the free test. It didn't end up working out because I realized that my flight was too late for me to be able to get the free test results back in time. And it just wasn't working out for me, like whichever angle I went to. So after stressing about it for like a day, I just decided to go with a paid test again. So I ended up paying 170 Canadian dollars in order to get a test done that I would definitely get back before Sunday. What I also realized that was because my flight was so late, I also needed to book a hotel because I was not going to be able to cross a bridge at 11 o'clock, almost 12 o'clock at night. So I was like, no. So I also booked a hotel. My original idea was to stay in New York longer, but I just didn't bother. So I booked the hotel. I arranged my COVID test. and we're good to go now. So I got myself together on Sunday to leave. I get a message from JetBlue, and they were pretty much like, oh, JK, your flight has been delayed. I'm like, so now I'm getting it even later. So I was really grateful that I booked the hotel. Anyways, my flight gets there, I think a little bit after the time we were supposed to leave, and we get to Buffalo like at 12. I called myself an Uber and I went to my hotel, which was like 5 minutes outside of the airport. Why did it cost me $20? I was annoyed. So when I got to the airport hotel, it was giving Bates Motel. It was giving Bates Motel, y'all. But I stuck it out and I stayed for the night. Obviously, I had to. I paid. And, I got myself ready the following morning. I got I got everything together, put on my comfy clothes. I was ready to embark on my trek to walk back into Canada. So, first things first, I had to plan on how I was going to get to the Peace Bridge. I was hoping that there would be a way that someone could just drive me across the border because I had a lot of bags. Like, I'll show you guys here. I had a lot of bags, okay? I had 2 suitcases and like a big travel backpack. But after repacking those suitcases like 3 times, the 3rd time was a charm. I managed to get it to a point where it wasn't super heavy for me, especially on my back. So I was like, okay, I can do this. Like I can make this trek. So I called my Uber. Originally, I was supposed to go with like a driver, but he was booked up for the day. But that is a possibility if you are interested. A lot of people do take drivers across the border. It will cost you extra, but it saves you the walk across the bridge if that's what you're trying to avoid. So I called an Uber. The Uber was like $20, I believe, and that was worth $20. My Uber driver was super cool. The entrance is kind of weird. I wish I had recorded that part, but the entrance is kind of weird where it's like, you're going to drive over to a bridge, it's going to say no pedestrians. It's going to be like, no pedestrians allowed. If you look behind that, like there's a parking lot, like underneath, was it a bridge? Like some sort of something, like it was underneath. He drove me into that parking lot, but he couldn't go far. And you'll see the doors and you'll see probably like a spinny thing that you have to walk through. Don't know the name of it. It's going to be the spinny thing today. And so you're going to have to walk through there. Like when you guys get over there, if you are deciding to get over there, then you'll know what I mean. Go through the little thing that says walk to Canada or something. Walk to Canada. I think that's what it says. I'll insert a video here showing you guys what I'm talking about. Like I said, all the videos that I'm inserting are also videos that should be in my highlight. So yeah. Anyways, I went ahead, I pulled all of my suitcases through this damn spinny thing, and I started my walk across the bridge. I tried to time myself, and me being me, I stopped my timer at some point, and then I forgot to turn it back on. And so here we are with no evidence whatsoever. So I walked across the bridge. I would say that it took me, I think, 30 minutes, but it only took me 30 minutes because I had a billion bags. I feel like anybody else would take half that time or 20 minutes. Like maybe shave 10 minutes off. So 20 to 30 minutes max, depending on how much stuff you have. It's not impossible. It was a really beautiful day. And the sights from the Peace Bridge are really pretty. Once again, if I haven't inserted it yet, I'm inserting it here. It's really beautiful. So I had a good time walking across that bridge. Like I'm not gonna lie, I put on my soca music and I walked across because I said, your girl's getting home and she's not paying for no quarantine hotel, honey. So when I did get across the bridge, there's signs everywhere, but something that I didn't notice that made me super grateful that I did not go at 12 o'clock at night was that they had like it was under the bridge. There was a very dark portion with no lighting. And I can't imagine myself walking under there by myself at like 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I'm really happy I stayed at a hotel, but there is a bridge. So if you have a later flight, please do what I did and book a hotel unless you're going with other people and you guys feel comfortable, because I can tell you right now that it's dark at that underpass thing. Like it's dark. I walked across, I crossed the street, and when I got over there, an officer knew what I was doing. So he was like, oh, you can just go into like the next free lane. So you actually go through the same lane that the cars go through. And you just have to wait until someone's free. But they have like a little crosswalk. It's so cute. They have a little crosswalk. So like you can walk here. It's adorable. And then you go up to the officer. Now, I'm going to give you some tips. Please take out your pens and papers now. On top of having your COVID test, please download and complete the Arrive Can app before arriving to the border, because they will ask you if you have it. My lady was really nice. She said it was fine. She just did it manually. But if you already have your information input in there, then it makes it a smoother and faster process. Another thing that you should download prior to getting to the border, not download, but something you should register for, because I don't think they have an app. It's the Switch Health website. So activate that account, just so that when they ask you when you get to the COVID test part of this, that you are prepared. So when I got to the border, some of the questions that she asked me were, where was it coming from, how long I was gone, what was my purpose, where I stayed, where's my place of quarantine. Like, they ask you your quarantine plan essentially, as well as all of the information they need to just figure out how long you were out of the country and where you visited. So with this officer, I got the COVID test. So they give you, why don't I ever take pictures of things? They give you a blue box. It says COVID-19 on it. And it's a test. And they let you know when you should take it. So you take it on day 8. It used to be day 10, but they switched it to day 8 now. And that's one that you will do at home. And in another video, if you guys are interested, I'll explain to you what that looks like and how it goes. And so they give you this day 8 test. They also give you another test. So they give you 2 tests, and you are to use one test now at the border when you go over to the Red Cross people, and one test on day 8, like I said. So I took my test, I said thank you, and I went about my business. So I crossed over now, I have to walk around. I go to the Red Cross people, and then they go ahead and they help me do my test. So they pretty much just monitor you while you do the test. So she just stood up there and she watched me swab my nose. And then she counted down the 15 seconds or whatever that I did it myself. So everything was done on my own. When I finished, all the steps we had to go through, like pretty much just wiping it down or whatever, I already let her know I was on the Switch test or the Switch Health network. So that was fine. And then she's like, okay, you're free to go. I just gave you guys my rundown of what I had to do. And it was just as simple as that. I know a lot of people ask me, so how'd you do it? Da, da, da. That's it. So now you've passed the border, you've done the test, you're free at last. And so you should have a plan in place. I asked my best friend to come and pick me up because she loves me. And I was like, I'll pay your gas, I promise. And so she did pick me up. That part is can be a little confusing, so I'll explain it. But if not, you need to have your Uber ready. Sometimes the network's a little shaky boots after you cross the border. Even though you're in Canada, your network might be weird, so be prepared for that. But call an Uber or call a taxi or arrange a taxi the night before, whatever you need to do in order to get home. What I did, like I said, was have my best friend come. So when she came, we had no communication because I was crossing the border and my phone, I don't know if it was working or not, but essentially I just waited until I finished crossing the border to contact her. And so she had parked at like a Wendy's down the road, but I'm going to give you guys some advice. There's a closed cafe. Whether or not it will always be there, I don't know, but I'm sure if you Google the name, it will still give you the address. I'll also put the screenshot here. It's called Cafe on the Bridge. If it's not called Cafe on the Bridge, you'll see the name right here. It was 5 minutes from where she was. It saved me a walk. She came down, I packed my bags in the back of her car, and we drove off happily, and I came home, and that was that. So yeah, that's how I avoided paying the $2,000 for the quarantine hotel or the $5,000 for the fine. That's how I avoided the hotel quarantine period. If you're fully vaccinated, you do not have to stay at a quarantine hotel. So do keep that in mind. When you guys are quarantining for that 14 days, make sure you actually stay home. Because one morning, and this is a bonus story, one morning I was sleeping in my bed and I got a call. First, I had the weirdest dream, but that's besides the point. I got a call and it was someone from, I don't know where they're from, like Health Canada, whatever, calling me to let me know that they needed my apartment number so that they could come up and check and make sure I was home. And usually, apparently, you don't usually get the call. They just come. So I'm happy I don't live in a house, and I'm happy I didn't I thought I put my apartment number, but I guess I didn't put my apartment number because they called me. So I got that forewarning. But I was home anyways, fast asleep. So make sure you guys actually do stay inside. I know it's tempting because it's summertime, but they will pull up on you. Pull up on you. Usually in the morning time, I will say that. So Yeah. But yeah, so that's how I ended up crossing the border. If you guys have any questions, make sure you guys leave them in the comment section below. If there are enough questions, I'll do a Q&A video. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow me on Instagram because sometimes I put question stickers up there. I think that's pretty much it. That's how I did it. That is how I crossed the border. That is how I walked back into Canada. It was like ABC 1, 2, 3, you and me, baby. Ow. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I said, like, comment, share this with your friends. Plan a summer vacay in like New York or something. Please get outside, get to another country, have some fun because I said so. And yeah, so as always, the peace and it's a love and it's a annyeong. It's so nice to be back, y'all. Bye.